Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Edna and Harvey, the Breakout. We left off. It took a lot of effort, but we finally have a copy of the master key that's all our own. And with it, and this key, we can open up every single locked door in the entire asylum, including the one that keeps the keymaster in his cell. And while it may seem like a terrible idea to free him, I get the feeling that we're going to need his help if we're actually going to get out and away from the asylum. We can get out of the asylum by ourselves, but away is a totally different matter. So let's free him, and hope we don't regret it right away.
Oops.
Now there are two explanations as to why the keymaster was waiting right by the door while we were unlocking it. Either he heard us trying to unlock the door, or he had a psychic sense that we were about to free him. And considering that we only know that King Adrian has psychic powers, I'm going to discount the latter. Let's look at the keymaster, now we can do so, up close.
Hard to assess.
Indeed. Let's hope that having a conversation will make that easier. Let's start with the obvious. We're free!
You are free.
That's why the door is open. Don't get your hopes up too high. The biggest obstacle is still waiting for us.
Are you referring to the wall that surrounds the asylum? You're probably referring to the wall. Nobody has mentioned the wall in our plan to get out yet. But we've seen it. It's certainly there. And it's quite tall. Also, did the door open inward or did it disappear when we unlocked it? Because I see hinges here. Questions with no answers. Let's talk about this now.
I've got the master key.
Well, I almost suspected as much the very moment the door opened.
Almost, eh? I could have figured out another way to open it. But I doubt you'd have believed it even if we'd have said that.
What are we going to do next?
We need a vehicle. We won't get far otherwise.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. A master key, a vehicle. What next? A perpetual motion machine? Or the missing link between man and ape?
I have a candidate for the latter.
Was that a subtle jab at us? I highly hope it wasn't.
What are you waiting for? Let's go!
We need a vehicle. I'll wait here until you've dug one up. Preferably one that isn't already occupied.
Yes, sure. Just pass the hard labor off to the rank and file.
Dug one up? What kind of vehicle do you think I'm looking for, Keymaster? That aside, let's end the conversation. It's clear he's not going to leave his cell until we actually have a guaranteed way out of here.
You can stay here and keep doing nothing. I'm off now.
Yes.
Now, let us use the use command.
I better not aggravate him. Who knows how he'll react?
Indeed. Any different interaction for pickup?
I better not
No. So let's start with the inventory items. We do have quite a few to show him, starting with Harvey.
What do you think of him, Harvey?
I'm not afraid of him, if that's what you mean.
I didn't say that.
Neither did I.
You're both probably thinking it though, and I don't blame you. Polo mallet?
He didn't do anything to me.
Not yet.
Okay, I'll keep the mallet close at hand.
Good advice for life for you, Edna. Always keep your polo mallet handy. Would you like a pen?
Suppose I gave you my pen. Would you puncture the eyeballs of a guard with it?
With two different hypotheses in your question, I can barely begin to understand what you're driving at. How can I possibly give you a reliable answer?
I think you could try. You just don't want to.
In this panel, we see Captain Useless wearing his non-transparent mirror glasses.
Those don't sound like very useful glasses at all, but you keep doing you, Captain Useless.
I've got a pair of pot holders for you.
And what exactly am I supposed to do with them? I'm not planning on getting my hands dirty, let alone burn them.
We're carrying around quite a few items that many people wouldn't find useful, I'm just realizing. Only now am I realizing that, considering that we've been holding part of a broken phone and many paper cups for a very long time. And ketchup and mustard. Speaking of them...
Would you like some mustard?
No, I only eat moths and spiders. It's a joke, Edna. Laugh. Yeah.
I don't trust you in the least now. That laugh is most certainly suspicious.
Would you like some ketchup?
No, I only eat moths and spiders. It's a joke, Edna. Laugh. Yeah.
Hearing it the second time only makes me trust you even less.
For your information, I've joined the police force. So don't try any funny stuff.
Don't worry, Inspector Clouseau. There are many things you can call me. Funny is not one of them.
Oh, we gathered that after your joke with the ketchup and mustard.
I can forge Dr. Marcel's signature.
Not bad. Can you do his voice, too?
His voice? Why?
This Edna is a hard nut to crack, Kulgor.
Ew, stop that. This is creepy.
Ew, stop that. This is creepy.
I've just thought of something there. How did he know that Dr. Marcel said that? Dr. Marcel said that in his office. The Keymaster was likely in here. The only way he could have heard that was if Dr. Marcel had that exact same conversation in here at some point. So many questions. No answers. Also, it seems like, at least in the game, he's really good at doing impersonations, as that really creeped out Edna. Now let's use the ability to counterfeit signatures with the Keymaster.
I really don't want to learn his signature.
I don't blame you. What about this key?
Look, you are the Keymaster, right? So maybe you're interested in this old key here.
Edna, you found the key to Dr. Marcel's secret room. Respect. Maybe you're not as dim-witted and innocent as you seem, after all.
We have the Keymaster's respect now. That is apparently worth something. I really don't think it is.
I've got a fork here, but I'd rather not give it to you. You could go and puncture the windpipe of one of the guards.
Cut that out. You're giving me ideas.
I don't want to give him any ideas, and I think he's already thought of that possibility a long time ago.
I've got a knife here, but I'd rather not give it to you. You could. Oh dear.
I could what?
It's only now that I'm talking to you that I realize how many hazardous items I'm lugging around.
So the question is, does that say something about me? Or does it suggest something about you?
Oh, it certainly suggests something about Edna, that she is a point-and-click adventure game protagonist. They have to carry everything they can, even if everything they can is part of a broken phone and a paper cup. Now let us use the barkeeper's signature.
I can forge the barkeeper's signature.
Every bingo player could do that. Why don't you impress me with some results?
Am I sensing a hint of impatience?
The floor is very cold, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
You really need to find some socks, you two. I doubt there are any socks in the whole asylum, however.
We could simply call for a cab.
Good thinking, princess. Do you have a working telephone?
I've got this wireless phone here.
I'm sure that would make you queen in every playground. But we grown-ups use real telephones, you know.
This was part of a real phone, it's just a bit broken now. If you could fix it, then we could call a cab. I highly doubt they'd take us, though, considering that we're wearing these gowns and would blatantly look like people trying to escape. But it'd be worth a try.
Shall I get you a drink?
No thanks. I'm the designated driver. Oh, yeah. Driving.
So now we know why we need the Keymaster's help. The Keymaster can drive. We don't know if anyone else can drive. We've got to presume that they can't. Edna certainly can't. Or can you? I doubt she can. And we're not trusting Harvey to.
I have a pair of pinking shears, but I think I'd better not give them to you. You could cut open a guard's abdomen.
You're watching the wrong kind of movies.
We haven't been watching any movies for quite a long time. What about the form?
You need therapy.
Do I? Is that what you think? Amusing.
I don't think it was amusing, but we're going to not press the subject and offer you this.
I've got a pot here, but I'd rather not give it to you. You could use it to boil the intestines of a guard.
Is that what you think of me? Think again.
I'd rather not. I'd really rather not. Would you like this?
Do you want this old, filthy cup?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Nobody has to date. Nobody has. We'll find a use for you at some point, Paper Cup, I promise. Nothing for using the coat hanger? What about the cocktail glass?
I've got a cocktail glass here. but I'd rather not give it to you. You could smash it and cut a god to shreds with the shards.
Watch out that you don't give me any ideas.
I think you've got plenty enough ideas.
Would you like a straw?
Aren't you concerned I might blow out a guard's lungs with it?
You know what? I'll just keep it.
To be fair, you asked for that. You have been suggesting that he can do all sorts of things with all kinds of other items. It only makes sense that he pokes fun back.
I managed to escape from my cell using a toenail.
Not bad. I managed to escape using the owner of the toenail. That's not bad either. Don't you think?
No, it's not. You're quite right. Very clever.
Look at this. It's the master key.
Very nice. Well done. Now give it to me.
No. Why don't you just make one for yourself?
Make one for yourself. That's a good one.
Give it to me.
No.
Oh, there was some hostility there. I think I'm just going to leave. Remember when I said that I didn't trust you from the very beginning? I now have even less reason to trust you. The trust meter was at minus 55, now it's at minus 55 bajillion. It's way, way down through the core of the Earth. And beyond. Into space. Which is beyond the core of the Earth and every other part of the Earth. You just keep going down, eventually you get to space. Now let us use the master key with the lock and finally get outside.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm free at last!
Yippee! Let's go to the zoo then!
We can't do that, Harv. I have to find some evidence that exonerates my dad.
In that case, I hope the information can be found inside those high walls.
What?
Darn it!
Meanwhile,
What's going on here? Why aren't the patients having lunch?
Doctor, we have a problem. Holger and Babbitt are missing.
I've just solved one of the problems.
Doctor, it's a catastrophe! Edna's escaped from her cell!
Babbitt, how often have patients escaped from their cells?
You mean on a daily basis? 3, on average.
And how many of them have escaped over the wall?
Well, none.
None. That's right. The only way in or out is the main gate. And even if she finds a way to open the gate, she'll never get half a mile without a vehicle. She must still be somewhere on the premises. Search every floor, one after the other. And would you please escort the patients to lunch?
So, Dr. Marcel is back. His sedan is right there. Everyone is looking for Edna, and all of the patients have now been sent to lunch. But hey, we're outside. That's certainly progress. We can finally feel the wind on our face. We can take a breath of slightly freer air. And also, there are a lot of handles on this door. And some lids we can interact with. We can go around the house, we can walk to a garage, and the sedan. First, let's look at these lids.
Some people in here have flipped their lids all right.
I see what you did there. Very clever.
Is the trash here being sorted properly?
What?
No reason to get agitated, young man.
Before I start using various inventory items on my lids, I'm going to save, because I get the feeling that using some things will inadvertently remove the lid, and I don't want to do that. There are 2 lids though, which gives me 2 chances, but I still don't want to waste either of them. Harvey?
Why, no. Harvey is still in good shape.
Is this going to act as a bin like the one we saw in the Keymaster's room?
Never. The mallet is my only weapon against injustice.
I think it will, which means that we've pretty much done everything that we can with this, apart from try and use the master key with the bin.
Sure. I'll just throw away the master key. If you're that bored, you might as well log off and play Minesweeper.
I'm not bored, I'm just trying different interactions and seeing what happens. I'm not going to go play Minesweeper. I've got to complete this game. I want to complete this game. I need to see if you manage to exonerate your father. Get out of the asylum. Find out what Dr. Marcel's doing. Since we can't really do anything else with this bin, let's use it. That doesn't do anything. What about picking up the lid? There appears to be something in there, but I can't clearly make it out. Let's see what happens if we examine it with the spacebar. Oh. Oh.
Very funny. Someone up there is testing my motivation.
That they are.
Do you really have to depress me with your presence?
Are those bins full of master keys?
I've got my own.
That we do.
I've already got one of those.
And we could pick up many, many more of them.
This is quite a sobering experience. I wish I never opened this bin.
You're telling me? Why are there so many of them here?
Do you really have to depress me with your presence?
Who keeps making copies of the master key in such a volume that they end up having to be thrown away in a bin? There are so many questions right now.
Why, no. Harvey is...
And we can't use the bin in any other different way now that it's open. There isn't much that we can examine here specifically, so let's walk around the house this way. Ooh, there's a Zen garden, and a window, and a bird bath. There's a lot we can do here, so let's look at the window.
This is the group therapy room. The group is gone, and I thought game developers didn't eat.
Oh, they eat. They do everything else that normal people do. They have to, otherwise they'll die.
Hello? Olaf? Felix? Renee? Pokey? The programmers seem to have gone to lunch.
How did we discover all the other people's names? We only ever heard Pokey's. So many more questions, just piled on top of one another.
It doesn't seem designed to be opened.
Oh, we could open it. We just need to use the right thing.
I guess they'll fix this with the next patch. But right now, it's not possible.
Darn it. What do you think, Harvey? Can we open up this window?
Does the window remind you of anything, Harvey?
Sure, this is where the group therapy took place.
But that's not where I want to temple morph.
Why not? They had coffee and cake.
No, they didn't.
Hey, I'm the one in charge of the memories here.
It wasn't that long ago, Harvey. We know that there wasn't coffee and cake. Polo mallet?
Darn it.
Alas, the glass is just too strong.
If only I had some stained glass.
If only. Captain Useless?
In this panel, we see Captain Useless watching his neighbor parallel park.
Is his neighbor any good at doing it? We will never know.
I am not Dr. Marcel's window cleaner.
Quite the opposite. You are the darkest stain on Dr. Marcel's mind.
And when he sees his office, he is going to, not be happy. That stain is going to get darker still. And he's probably going to scream. We'll likely hear it 5 miles away. Aha! We can cause some mess. Marvelous. Are each of these windows a different thing? Nope, they are all the same thing. Thought I'd check.
I wonder if the view pane is a one-way mirror, like in police interrogation rooms.
We'll find out when we put our naked butts up against it.
That means never.
Indeed. Let's not do that, and instead, let us try and sign the window.
If only I had some stained glass.
We're not going to be able to do that with just this pen. We'd need a much better pen. Key?
I think it belongs to a door.
That it does! Windows are a kind of door, and this kind of window is a door that can be opened only once. Let's try using the fork.
Like a rusty nail on a chalkboard.
I apologize to everyone there. That was likely very loud.
Like a rusty nail on a chalkboard.
I don't know what I was expecting using the knife right after the fork.
What's missing here is one of those phones they have in prisons.
That's the surveillance room, not the visitor's room in San Quentin.
Now let us see about using the cocktail menu.
This is a surveillance room, not a drive-in window.
Alas, we could really do with more stinky drink right now. Oh wait, that's a lie.
Like a rusty nail on a chalkboard.
How many more items in our inventory are going to make that sound? I highly hope there isn't a fourth one. We've no idea what to do with that. What about the pot?
This is the group therapy room, not the kitchen.
Alas, not that we could order anything from the kitchen anyway.
That only works with car windows.
What about the cocktail glass?
They're both glass. I don't see any other similarities.
There really aren't that many. Straw? Excellent. Toenail?
Like a rusty nail on a chalkboard.
Have a closer look, Edna. The nail is indeed rusty.
How does that even happen? And there's that fourth item that made that sound. It was like I was tempting fate.
I think it belongs to a door.
Now let us save before we use the items that can be consumed on the window. Who knows? We might end up destroying the paper cup. And with everyone searching the asylum, we might not be able to get another one. We may finally be at the point where the paper cup is finite. It's not likely, but it could be.
Pokey, please lead the group therapy.
Give it up, Edna. He's out for lunch.
How come? Is it all-you-can-eat day at the Schnitzel Paradise again?
Even if it is, how are we going to find out? And so, where we come back, folks, there's a Zen garden that we can interact with, and a bird bath, and a garden here. The garden's probably going to have many things that we can get, and I'm sad that we can't interact with this bench. Who knows what mayhem we could cause with the bench? Mainly by putting ketchup and mustard on it. And then someone will sit on it, and their clothes will get messy. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.